Chargepoint, I think that they are going to lead the world in EV chargers. And they already have massive amounts of companies buying their EV chargers and putting them in front of their store, in their parking lots, and then they also can charge fees for parking there. A store could possibly make money from buying EV chargers, and they can get people to shop in their stores while they wait for it to charge. Now, you can either get the fast charger or you can get the slow charger. Now, most chargers out there are slow charging, and slow chargers are much better and safer for your car. So if you always fast charge your car, your battery life is going to not last as long. It'll kill your battery 10 times faster, and the slow charger slowly charges it up, and it doesn't put too much strain on the battery, it doesn't make it too hot, and it'll be a lot better. With Chargepoint, you can gain access to hundreds of thousands of places to charge with one account. So they have hundreds of thousands of chargers. They are one of the biggest charging networks in the world. They are in multiple countries right now, and they're gonna be everywhere. They are still building their company, and they expect to become profitable. Now, the elephant in the room is that they are not profitable, and they're not really making much money. They're losing a lot of money, but they do have a revenue. Level 1 charging is about 10 miles to possibly 20 miles of range per hour. And if you have one at home, you can get like 5 miles of range per hour. And if you only drive like 30 miles a day or less than 30 miles a day to get to your job, I think that it would be okay. I wouldn't want to go across the country in electric vehicles. You know, if you just make small commutes, then that's okay, and you can save a lot of money, and you could just charge it overnight if you have the charger. I mean, if you live in an apartment complex, then you're probably screwed on that one. If you have your own place or whatever, or you rent out a house, you can definitely get a charger, charge it overnight, and spend barely any money. The company has around a $5 to $6 billion market cap. They have a lot of growth to do. If Chargepoint goes from 6 billion to, I don't know, 100 billion, you're gonna freaking make a crap ton of money, right? That stock will go to like $100 a share or more. Their market cap is $5 billion. You know, they might go back down some more because apparently the market's crashing and there's a recession on the way and all these other things that could happen. And if we look at the financials, you'll see their net income was negative $60 million and their net profit margin was negative 75%. Yeah, that's not good at all. Like, that is really bad. But they are up year over year on their net profits and their revenue, which is good. In April of 2021, they actually had a positive net income. But they're still building their infrastructure. Like, that's what they're doing right now. They're just like getting their shit out there. They're getting it out to everybody. And they're still building better chargers. Like, they got the slow charger. They came out with the level 2 and then the level 3. Because they do have a charger that can charge your car to 80% in like an hour from like 20%. You can get like 50 miles of range every hour. And I think they have one where you can get 100 miles of range every hour. Chargepoint has announced the completion of the first 6 electric vehicle fast charging corridors. So they completed fast charging stations along this highway. They made, in total, 20 fast charging sites have been activated under this initiative, with several more under construction. So they're building more. They're constantly bringing out these charging stations. They're popping up everywhere. I know someone that works at a dealership, and like they're like spending $500,000 on bringing in charging stations for the dealership so they can charge cars there. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but it's a thing that dealerships are doing, and Chargepoint could be one of the people that they use. I'm not sure which one they're using. I'm gonna find out and see what's going on with that. So Chargepoint was awarded 6 corridors throughout Colorado, and each charging site offers either 2 or 4 of its Express 250 fast charging chargers, allowing electric vehicles to charge up to 125 kilowatts. Later this year, the stations will be upgraded to the company's higher powered Express Plus. Like I said, they just shoved out all their AC slow charging stations, and now they're putting in their fast charging stations. You got to get your shit out there. People like the slow charging stations too. Like, they're way better for your battery, and if you don't want your battery to go bad, you're going to use the slow charging stations. But if you're in an emergency, you can use the express charging station. Chargepoint is by far the leading provider of public level 2 charging for electric cars in North America, with with roughly 70% of the market. It's also expanding operations in Europe, and its overall growth strategy looks solid. They are 70% of America's EV charging stations. That is a good thing. Like, if you invest in this company, like, you're literally investing in a company that has the majority of charging stations. That's their moat. And their, like, other moat is that they have the fast chargers, and like everything is really solid with this company. And they keep making better chargers, right? Like the Express 250 is badass. Currently, of the 174,000 ports that Chargepoint operates, around 51,000 are in Europe. So they have a lot of ports out there. Chargepoint earns revenue by selling chargers as well as from software subscriptions and warranty services. Revenue from all these sources grew impressively last year. So they just sell them, and you get a subscription and they get insurance for their charging stations. Not only is ChargePoint a leading player in the EV space, it's growing rapidly. Even though the company isn't profitable yet, its growth strategy looks solid. With its huge network, ChargePoint is better placed than its smaller peers like Volta, EVgo, or Blink to benefit from rising sales of EVs. The mass transition to electric vehicles is still just getting started. Yeah, so I think that a lot of people are gonna buy electric vehicles, but a lot of people aren't, you know. Not everybody can afford like a $30,000-$40,000 car. Like, people still buy beaters, and one day, I mean, electric vehicles, there's gonna be cheap ones out there whenever, you know, they have like 200,000 miles on it and they sell it, and then the resale value goes down. But the thing is like the battery isn't going to hold as good of a charge anymore. I mean, just like an engine, like the shit starts to deteriorate. I think this is like one of the best EV charging station stocks out there. Like, if you buy a Tesla and then the Tesla home charger is like $1,500, and then maybe ChargePoints is like $500, so you're like, I'm just going to go with ChargePoint instead, or whatever you want to do. Instead of paying top premium, you can get a cheaper one, which is what I would do, like an aftermarket. Listen, I would just say the best time to get into a company is when they tank and they're not like shooting up to the moon. This is a good solid company. I think that they're not gonna like go out of business or anything, and if you want to take a huge risk, I guess go for it. I mean, I wouldn't like put all your money into a speculative stock like ChargePoint, because you never know what's going to happen with these companies. They're not profitable. They don't have a PE ratio. You can't really tell like if the stock is truly a buy or not, and it's overvalued possibly because of that. And then when they do come profitable, their market cap's going to shoot up, and then the price is going to go up. Like, that's what happens. Like, but they have to grow every year. They have to make more profit every year. They got to do better every year and every quarter. So, like, one bad quarter can make the stock plummet. Check out the top 5 ETFs by Vanguard, and check out this other video up here. Have a good night. Like and subscribe.